guys? Welcome to another edition of Retro RAW Reviews. Ring Post Daily co-host, Awesome One Joey here, and today we review the 8th episode of Monday Night Raw. This was in New York City at the Manhattan Center, March 8th, 1993, and we have some ups, we have some downs. Let's address them right now. So this Monday Night Raw episode starts off with the Mega Maniacs getting ready, getting pumped for their match at WrestleMania. And it was just a decent promo to start Raw off. Was it anything big to write home about? No, but it was a decent promo. Hogan and Beefcake both just now coming back. And here they are going to face Money Inc. for the WWE Tag Team titles at WrestleMania. This was a good way to get the Hulkamaniacs and the Beefcake fans all pumped up. So I give it an up from me. And then, including Money Inc., we move on to our first match of this episode of Raw. Money Inc. defeats Virgil and Tito Santana right before their upcoming match for the titles at WrestleMania against Hogan and Beefcake. And this match gets an up because Santana and Virgil, they didn't look weak in this match. They actually dominated a good portion of it. And Ted DiBiase and IRS was able to get the victory still, but by not making their opponents look weak. We've seen so many squash matches. We've seen so many one-sided matches that this match was actually pretty decent and a good match to start off Monday Night Raw. And Money Inc. just barely able to get the win and get that energy flowing before Mania. It was a good match, a good way to start off Raw. Gets an up in my book. But in these Raw reviews, Retro Raw reviews that is, the ups have to come with the downs. And this next match is Tatanka defeating Phil Apollo. And this gets a down because it was only 2 minutes and 42 seconds. It was nothing special. To be honest, Tatanka going against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title, he should have been defeating or at least facing some top tier talent, not jobbers like Phil Apollo. Probably no one's ever heard of him unless you've seen this episode of Raw. But the highlight of the match was when Shawn Michaels called in to discuss his WrestleMania match with Tatanka for the title. It's kind of sad that Shawn Michaels' phone call from home was more of a highlight than the match. So, due to the match not being anything that Tatanka should have been doing before his big IC title Mania match, gets a down. But then we get back to the positivity here. Mean Gene Okerlund gives us a WrestleMania update. He lets us know the newly added matches, the newly added setup, the theme of the show and everything. And I have to give it up to good old Mean Gene here for maintaining the popularity of WrestleMania, for getting the fans who have not watched Raw or WWE at this point in a bit, maybe due to school or work or missing the episodes. He made you feel included. He made you feel up to date about what was going on, so that way you had no reason to miss the show of shows. And I have to give him an up for doing that, because without Mean Gene, fans might not have been as interested in Mania or been as caught up as they should have been. Today we have a lot of commentators telling us what to expect at the pay-per-view, but something about Mean Gene doing it just feels right. And then we get on to our third match of the evening. Papa Shango defeating jobber Mike Edwards. This match gets a down because Mike Edwards, this jobber, when he stepped in the ring with Papa Shango, first off, he had no muscle, no nothing that could be compared to Shango. It wasn't even a threat to Shango. And this being Papa Shango's first appearance on Monday Night Raw, it was just Mike Edwards was no challenge. He was no challenge for Papa Shango. And from bell to bell, it was predictable who was going to win, who was going to go over. Shango did all these terrifying moves to him, but he never fought back. He never once tried to get the best of Shango or fight back or get any offense in. This match was boring, had no excitement. It was one-sided and predictable, down all the way. But then we get on to our fourth match. Bob Backlund defeats Tony DeMauro. Now this match gets an up because Bob Backlund was going up against a much bigger opponent in Tony DeMauro. I mean, this guy had physique that Mr. McMahon himself would ooze over. This is a type of body build type that Vince McMahon would want to put over into a mid-card, maybe future world championship position. But Bob Backlund did not let his bigger opponent scare him away from the ring. Instead, this match showcased the wrestling ability and wrestling skills of Bob Backlund. And Bob looking good here gets an up for me. And then we move on to our fifth and final match of Monday Night Raw. Mr. Perfect defeats Rick the Model Martel. Now this match gets an up because it was a great back and forth match. It really was. It was a good main event for Raw. So the match itself gets an up. It gets a down because Perfect Martel ended it during the commercial break. Now, yes, they showed us a replay and we got caught up on how it ended. So you weren't thrown in the dark and wondering how this match ended. We got to see how it ended. But just the fact that you come back from commercial and Mr. Perfect's exiting the ring, the match is over, that gets it down. Because we should have saw this happen live on TV. As fans watching this at home, you don't want to see a replay about how the match ended. No, you want to see the match end. You want to see the match begin and end on TV. That's how you want to see your wrestling matches. And I just think it was really a poor decision to end the match during a commercial break. And then, oh, well, during a commercial, here's what you missed. The match ended this way. No, that's not what we, spend our time. And this isn't how we spend our time wanting to see wrestling. We want to see wrestling on TV. We want to see the match start and end on TV. The match itself gets an up, but the way it ended during commercial gets a down. Well, there you have it. Another episode of Retro Raw Reviews, episode 8. Glad you guys were here to review this with me. Go in the comment section and let me know what you thought of this episode. Or better yet, go back and watch the episode and then come back to the comment section and let me know what you thought. Do you disagree with the ups? Do you agree or disagree with the downs? That's what the comment section is all about. You guys can comment in the comment section and agree and disagree. Put in there what you wanted to see. Put in there what you weren't happy with what you did see. Don't forget to check out Ring Post Daily Podcast on Facebook. And just go to the search bar, type in Ring Post Daily. You should see the RPD picture and you'll be there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next Retro Raw review. Peace out. But then we get on to our fourth match. Bob Backlund defeats Tony DeMauro. Now this match gets an up because Bob Backlund was going up against a much bigger opponent in Tony DeMauro. I mean, this guy had physique that Mr. McMahon himself would ooze over. This is a type of body build type that Vince McMahon would want to put over into a mid-card, maybe future world championship position. But Bob Backlund did not let his bigger opponent scare him away from the ring. Instead, this match showcased the wrestling ability and wrestling skills of Bob Backlund. And Bob looking good here gets an up for me.